Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Coach Beth, your girl just quit coach. I am so excited to connect with you all today. If you haven't watched my first video, which was the welcome video, I encourage you to go back and watch that so that you have an idea about who I am, so that we can connect. And if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. But so excited about all the things that you're going to learn, connecting with each of you, seeing what ideas you have for yourself when it comes to being a leader, and how you can apply the tools that I will be providing from you with my experience of over 18 years as a master's level coach, and just excited about all the different things that are going on. I've talked to most of my information has been on Facebook, or those are my platforms: Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. But I love that I'm connected with you all here. So a lot of times individuals have no idea about who they are as an individual. And as you know, you can go through some different things in life, different things happen as you journey life, and you actually become another person. You're still you. Maybe you look the same, but a lot of time mentally, and the way that you process things as you get older, life happens, some things change. So it's like, who am I in this season? What is my purpose? Am I living that out? A lot of times I talk about, are we just existing? I love talking about how people just exist, because you have to know that you're just existing to be able to say, oh, I need to shift something. Now, if you love your life the way it is, we can always improve, of course. But if you're in the position where you're like, you know what, I get up every morning and I do the same thing, I'm miserable with whatever it is that you have going on in your life, you're just going through the motions, this is the channel you need to be watching, because I know that that's my purpose. There's nothing that fuels me more than when I see that someone is just meandering in life. They're just existing. They get up out of bed, they go brush their teeth, they get ready, it's just like, but they have it's like there's no push. They're doing what they have to get through the day. The definition of purpose is you finding what gives life meaning, direction, and motivation, often aligning with your values, passions, and how you want to impact the world. But we cannot impact the world if we don't know who we are, right? So that's what really excites me about coaching individuals, is for them to take a step back and be like, well, wait a minute, this is just, I went to high school, I, went to college, and they may be thinking, and then I took on this role, and, I became a nurse, or I became a doctor, or I started working in a manufacturing company, and then this is just what I always did. And then before long, you just get into this cycle or routine, and that's just who you are. And that's okay if you're happy there. But nothing is worse than getting up each day to walk out your life not happy with where you are. And many times individuals will find they're not happy because they're not living out their purpose. And for me, I know personally, if I'm not living out my purpose, I can't get comfortable. I'll never be, I can't. It's like you want to just run. It's like I have to be able to do what I've been called to do. And I love nothing more than cheering people on, empowering. It's women mainly. That's who I coach a lot of times, but I coach men as well. But from a women conference standpoint, cheering them on in conferences. But when I'm coaching even men who are wanting to change their careers, and I'm working on their resume and I'm tweaking, I'm saying, hey, let's work on your interview skills. And then they call me like, oh my God, I got the job. I tweaked this, I did that. And then they're finally in something that really gives them life. They're a better spouse, they're a better father, they're better mothers, because your career, you're there more than you are at home. So there's nothing worse than having to go in somewhere where you just don't enjoy what you're doing. And this channel is not just about your career. This is about life in general. Say you're winning, you love your career, you're where you want to be, whether it's from if you're you're making sandwiches in a sandwich shop, or whether you're a physician, whatever you're doing, but you love what you're doing. But you might say, you know what, I need motivation about my health and wellness. I need to be more, to be accountable, held accountable. And that I coach individuals at that level too. But whatever it is that you need assistance to be pushed, I'm here to help you. So just very excited about pouring into each of you. It's amazing seeing transformations happen. And it's like people are like, oh my God, I didn't even recognize who that person was. I know personally for me, I have grown a lot. I had, in April of last year, my father passed away. I was not expecting that. And that was a huge, like a shift for me. It was sad, but it was a positive that I learned a whole lot of different things about myself. My mother had a heart attack in November the same year. And I was working in a leadership role, trying to do everything that I knew to do. But this was something new for me as far as as my mother's only child, and then my father, I was taking on a lot of responsibilities there. And then I'm also a mom. And, again, working in a leadership role. So that was a lot of responsibility, being responsible financially for not just my household, helping with my mother, just a whole lot, and not in a negative way. This is just life. So it allowed me to be able to, where I've always been this individual that I'm just like, I can do it all. I had to pause, and which was huge. I paused and I took a step back. And I traveled. I enjoyed time with my children. I coached. I paused. Again, I paused and really took time out to really see who I am as an individual. And with that, I was able to learn so many different things that I didn't know about myself, like boundaries. Like I've talked about that before. Having boundaries, that helps with you when you're trying to find your purpose, and even taking time away from certain individuals. Not that they were bad people. I was called into a season that I still am in, called into a season to just spend time with myself and my children, my home, to be able to pour more into my household, my first ministry, right? And with that, I've learned so much about myself. And even though I've coached others and I'm like cheering them on, I was placed in a position that I had no choice but to either fold or pause. And I chose to pause. And it has been one of the most just one of the best moments in my life. And being able to stand, I use that, tell a friend, it's almost like I'm a fly on the wall. I'm able to be like, oh my God, I never recognized this about this individual or about my children, that I just was like, oh, I had no idea. Just being able to reflect over my life, think about where it is that I want to go in this next season of my life, and being so grateful for that opportunity. And with that, when I talk about becoming and transforming into another individual, yes, I'm still myself. I still look the same, but I have different skills that I'm able to apply. I have a new transformed mindset that I don't look at things the same way. One of the areas that I even talked about earlier today, was about when the scripture talks about being slow to speak. So a lot of times I would be more like, this is my response. I already had it in my head. But as a leader, you have to learn, listen. I'll listen with my heart more. I'm more, sometimes a little bit more patient than I may have been before because of things that have transpired in my life. And it's actually it's made me a better person in a great way. And I'm just excited to share some of those experiences and tools that I used in order to move forward and help others with that. So if you have felt like, you have no boundaries, you don't know your purpose, you're just, I have to pay bills, I have to get up, I have to do what I do, this definitely is for you. I'm definitely a coach for you to help you get to where you need to be mentally in order to help your family, be focused, not to eliminate distractions, all of those different things that you may not even be aware of. But when you take time to take a step back and really assess that you can only do so much, you can't do it all, you're going to miss something. So this is very important. I look forward to sharing more about boundaries, about purpose, and also about you connecting with yourself, being discerning, learning who you are. So that is your first assignment from this video, is take time to really just like write a summary about who are you? Who are you as a person? What are your goals? What is it that you enjoy doing? Not what you can afford to do, not what you always have done, but what would you enjoy doing? Do you know? You might need to Google, like, what are some activities that I enjoy doing? And really get down to like not what you're already doing. Let's take a time to remove the old you. We can come back to that, but let's focus on where you want to go. And what you'll find is you are like, wow, I never realized that I was putting that much time into other areas of my life that I need to be applying here. If we look at a model of 100%, the number 100, and you look to see how much time and energy you're putting into maybe your career, even if you're making, say you're making, $200,000 or $300,000 a year, if you're making 50,000, 30,000, whatever your salary is, you need to look and see, is this what I'm doing? Is it part of my purpose? Is it moving me forward where I want to be spiritually, mentally? Is it helping to transform me yet? So it is allowing me to provide for my family, but who are you as an individual? And I'm not saying, I know this video is called this podcast is Girl Just Quit, but what I'm saying is quit sleeping on yourself, quit just like being in a coma, not realizing that life is literally ticking. You think about how you see those little sand, whatever they're called, and the sand, like it starts full and then it slowly like comes out and there's nothing. Imagine that being your life. What are you doing with that? What are you doing with your time? How are you applying your skills that you already have to your life to make you a better person, to make you more available to your family, to your friends, to yourself? So let's take some time to do that. And on the next video, I will talk about my personal inventory and how I use those tools to be able to be a better individual. And then I'm always learning, and I'm always applying and sharing that with you all. So stay tuned, and I will see you on the next video. Have a great day. Be blessed. Peace out.